जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यमुनाधिरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय राधा माधव राधे जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय गौरनिताय Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki Gaur Premanande. Readings from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, Text 1. The chapter is titled Punishment and Reward of Kali. Okay, before getting into the text, we'll chant the auspicious invocation prayers. We'll chant, please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam Sukamukat amrita dravasamyutam Pibata Bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavakaha Narayanam namaskritya Naranchaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Sūta uvāca Tatra go-mithunam rājā Tatra go-mithunam rājā hanyamānam anāthavat hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam Sūta uvāca tatra go-mithunam rājā hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam Sūta uvāca tatra go-mithunam rājā hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam Sūta uvāca tatra go-mithunam rājā hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam Sūta uvāca tatra go-mithunam rājā hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam Sūta uvāca tatra go-mithunam rājā hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam Sūta uvāca tatra go-mithunam rājā hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam Mataji. Sūta uvāca tatra go-mithunaṁ rājā hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam. Tatra go-mithunaṁ rājā hanyamānam anāthavat daṇḍa-hastam ca vṛṣalam dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam. Sūta uvāca. Śrī Sūta Gosvāmī said, tatra, thereupon, go-mithunam, a cow and a bull, rājā, the king, hanyamānam, being beaten, anāthavat, appearing to be bereft of their owner, daṇḍa-hastam, with a club in hand, cha, also, vṛṣalam, lower-caste śūdra, dadṛśe, observe, nṛpa, a king, lāñchanam, dressed like. Translation, please repeat. Sūta Gosvāmī said, after reaching that place, Mahārāja Parīkṣit observed that a low-caste śūdra, dressed like a king, was beating a cow and a bull with a club, as if they had no owner. Purport. The principal sign of the age of Kali is that the low-caste śūdras, that is, men without Brahmanical culture and spiritual initiation, will be dressed like administrators or kings, and the principal business of such non-kṣatriya rulers will be to kill the innocent animals, especially the cows and the bulls, who shall be unprotected by their masters, the bona fide Vaishyas, the mercantile community. In Bhagavad-Gītā 18.44, it is said that the Vaishyas are meant to deal in agriculture, cow protection and trade. In the age of Kali, the degraded Vaishyas, the mercantile men, are engaged in supplying cows to slaughterhouses. The Kshatriyas are meant to protect the citizens of the state, whereas the Vaishyas are meant to protect the cows and bulls and utilize them to produce grain and milk. Cow is meant to deliver milk and bull is meant to produce grain. But in the age of Kali, the Shūdra class of men are in the post of administrators, and the cows and bulls, or the mothers and fathers, unprotected by the Vaishyas, are subjected to the slaughterhouses organized by the Shūdra administrators. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnānatimirandasya Jnānanjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadāti Sapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakhagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakhagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Imitramine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Gosvāmī Nityanamine Nama Acharya Padani Taka Prabhapadaine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Gramatarine Mukam Karoti Vācalam Pangundangaya Tegram Yatkapatamaham Vande Shīgrum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Kathanchana Smrite Yasmin Dushkaram Sukaram Bhavet Vismrite Paritam Syat Sri Chaitanyam Namamitam. Hare Krishna. So, we are starting this new chapter today, which is punishment and reward of Kali. So, in the previous chapter, we were seeing that how Mother Earth in the form of cow and Dharma in the form of the bull, they were being harassed by the Kali Purusha, who has taken the form of a king, and he is trying to disturb them. It is the very nature of Kali that Dharma and Mother Cow, they get disturbed, and everything goes helter-skelter in Kali Yuga. Prabhupada explains that what is the principal sign of Kali? That there is complete deterioration of Varnashram in Kali. That is the very nature of Kali. Unqualified people, they come to unqualified positions. There is no training. Whatever training is there, that training is simply aimed at sense gratification. It is not aimed at spiritual knowledge or culture. It's simply aimed at sense gratification. Education becomes a means for career, and career becomes a means for making money. That's it. Education normally should become the means for knowledge, and knowledge should become the means for building character. But in Kali, it is not happening. The reverse is happening. Nobody worries about character, because the Brahmanical class, they are not qualified. The so-called Brahmanical class. In Ishopanishad, Prabhupada says, Ishopanishad itself says, Iti Shushruma Dhiranam. Iti Shushruma Dhiranam. That one should hear from Dhira. What is Vidya, what is Avidya, what is Sambhuti, what is Vinasha. All these things one should learn from Dhira. Iti Shushruma Dhiranam. But in Kali Yuga, we see that the teachers are not Dhiras. The teachers are simply Adhira. Means that they don't have any spiritual culture. They don't follow four regulative principles. They don't have any spiritual culture. They themselves are not having any personal character. In Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to talk about personal character of a person. Very, very difficult to talk about it. The moment you talk about personal character of a person, then immediately they say, oh, you are intruding in my privacy. What I do in my private life is nobody's business. I can do whatever I want in my private life. You should not question me. There's no accountability. There's no accountability. Rather, in the name of privacy, we have become animals. We have become animals. This is the status of Kali Yuga, complete deterioration of Varnashram. Prabhupada explains very nicely in this purport, or even in the verse, it is said, dadṛśe nṛpa-lāñchanam, that unqualified persons, they take the position of administrators. And then they are more interested in dogs than cows. that modern leaders, they are very happy to parade their dogs. We have pet dog. So there is the president, there is the first lady, and then there is the first dog. So like that, we have culture of dogs and hogs. Unfortunately, Prabhupada explains it very, very nicely, that those who are meant to give protection, that Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. But business has now become something which is sinful. Whatever is sinful, it makes good business. What is the biggest business in the world? The biggest business in the world is pornography. This is sinful. It becomes big business. Next biggest business in the world is this alcohol, drinking, meat. Anything which breaks the four regulative principles make business sense in Kali Yuga. Anybody wants to get into a business, they get into business which breaks the four regulative principles, which simply engages people in sinful life. That is considered as good business. Good business is to engage people in sinful life. Because people are also naturally inclined to sinful life in Kali Yuga, therefore these businesses are flourishing in Kali Yuga. Flourishing. So those who maintain cows, they also maintain cows to the extent that they are useful for them. The moment they are not useful, then they simply send them to slaughterhouses. Bulls, from the day they are born, they are seen as liability. The day the bull is born, already it is sealed. The fate is sealed that it will go to slaughterhouse. Very horrible situation in Kali Yuga. Very, very horrible situation. But of course, there are many good aspects of Kali. Kalir dosha nide rajan astihi eko mahan gunaha kirtana devam krishnasya mukta sangha param brajet. That simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we can actually reach the highest destination, which is Goloka Vrindavan. As we try to do that, our acharyas have also given us some more responsibility. Some more responsibility. So, whenever we read purports like this, then one thing is that we can reflect on the situation of Kali Yuga and how bad it is and how dangerous it is. And we can take some inspiration to practice Krishna consciousness very seriously and then go back home, back to Godhead. That's one aspect of reading purports like this. There's also another aspect of reading purports like this, is to reflect on our own responsibility as given by our Acharya, as Prabhupada. Our own responsibility towards society. Towards society. What is our responsibility? Society means, I'm not talking about the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. I'm talking about the people in general. We have some responsibility towards people in general. Because Prabhupada wanted our movement to be the movement of Brahmanas. So, movement of Brahmanas means Brahmanas are natural heads of the society. They cannot insulate themselves from the society. They are meant to guide the society. Especially since we are a preaching movement, then we are meant to guide the society. We are not meant to be some kind of, in America, there are a set of people called Amish. Maybe some of you are familiar, some of you are not. They are a very closed society. they live with cows and bulls, and they are they reject industrial revolution. They don't like industrial revolution. They reject industrial revolution. And they have a whole closed community, and within that community they live. So we are not like that. We are not like that. We are meant to go out in the world. We are meant to change the world. Tadvāk visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abhadyavatyapi nāmānyanantasya shonkitāniyat shunvanti gayanti grinanti sadavaha. We are meant to go out and change the world. We are not meant to make a cocoon and live within that cocoon. That's not our responsibility. We'll be very, very clear. Bharata bhumite hoila manasya janamayar janamashartaka korikara paraupakar. So many different statements are there which shows that we need to take some leadership position in the society. In Kali Yuga, people have very low-class intelligence. They don't have high-class intelligence. They have low-class intelligence. Prabhupada explains different type of intelligence. That high-class intelligence means to learn from Shastra. This is called high-class intelligence. But low-class intelligence cannot learn from Shastra. Kali Yuga, generally people have low-class intelligence. So then they need examples. They need to experience. By example and experience, people in Kali Yuga can learn. That's how this whole movement is spreading. Because people see that Iskcon Walas are very happy. We are always happy. We are a happy movement. People see that. Hey, these guys are happy. Corona comes, these people are happy. Corona goes, these people are happy. Whatever happens, these people are happy. They are not worried about the hurricane of this material world. How come they are happy? People want to see why we are happy, how we are happy. So then they get interested in our philosophy. We preach to them. Some of them become interested. They also join. Kali Yuga needs example. Without example, in Kali Yuga, it's very difficult for people to learn simply from Shastra. That's why Prabhupada said that 50% of our movement, or 50% of his work, is to establish varnashram. And that's our responsibility as a movement. When we read purports like this, then we should reflect on that responsibility. We should create a dialogue on that responsibility, that what it means to establish varnashram, what it means to go in that direction of establishing varnashram. So as a preaching movement, that what we should do, like for example, Prabhupada very nicely explains that what is cow protection. So in this purport, Prabhupada explains it. What is cow protection? So here Prabhupada says that the Kshatriyas are meant to protect the citizens of the state, whereas the Vaishyas are meant to protect the cows and bulls. Yes. But how that protection is executed, that's very important. Very, very important. And utilize them to produce grains and milk. The cow is meant to deliver milk, and the bull is meant to produce grain. This constitutes cow protection. It's a very important thing to understand, that what constitutes cow protection. In general parlance, somehow we have this idea that cow protection means that we should keep all the cows in a place, and then we should collect some donation and feed the cows and the bulls and keep them nicely. This is entry-level cow protection. It is not that by doing that we are not protecting cows. Definitely we are protecting cows by doing that. It is entry-level cow protection. This is the first stage of cow protection. Because cows are being killed, bulls are being killed. One way to protect them is to put them in one place, collect some donation, and then feed them and maintain them. But this is not sustainable cow protection model. And cows and bulls are not meant to be protected like this. It's an artificial method of protecting cows and bulls. The right method of protecting cows and bulls is to actually utilize them for the purpose for which they are. Means to milk them, to have milk from the cows, to utilize the bulls for doing various work, mechanical work, like we have nice bullock cart which is moving from Goshala to Govindas and Govindas to Goshala. One may say, oh, what is this? Just two bulls engaged. But it's a beginning. It's a beginning. And it's a very valuable beginning. It's a very valuable beginning. So, naturally to engage cows and bulls in their natural activity, that actually constitutes cow protection. So, there was a time, at least when I was a young boy, there was a time when decent householder means at least 2-3 cows will be there. This is called a decent, civilized, high-class, cultured householder. Means 2-3 cows should be there. Now, from that, I myself saw how things changed. From that, it went to, as I was growing up, I saw that from having cows from home, then they gave the cows to the cowherdmen. And then they said, bring the cow and milk the cow in front of us and we will take the milk. So we used to buy milk like that. So the cow is not in our house. The cow is now already gone to the cowherdsman. Previously, cowherdsmen used to come to the house, they used to milk, and the cow used to be maintained in the house. Now, from that model, cow went to the cowherdsman. So, the maintenance of the cow was outsourced to the cowherdsman. And then only milk was being taken. And from that, now we have gone to packet milk. Packet milk. So, many children think that milk comes from fridge, or they think that milk comes from supermarket shelf. They don't know where milk comes from, because they are only seeing fridge and supermarket shelf, and milk is being picked up from there. They think milk is coming from there. Where does milk come from? Milk comes from supermarket shelf. What is cow? Cow is a cartoon picture. Many children think like that. But so, we are meant to reverse that model. We are meant to reverse that model. That cow householder means that they should have cows. In Mayapur, there are many householders who have cows. So, that is the way to protect cow. That's the way to protect bulls. To engage in agriculture, to engage into, like Prabhupada said, that what kind of economy we should have in Mayapur. Prabhupada gave many instructions about Mayapur, about 13-14 instructions Prabhupada gave for Mayapur. Some of them are manifested or manifesting very nicely, like Prabhupada wanted the whole world, the Sankirtan movement should actually spread from Mayapur. Mayapur should have a big preaching program. Of course, we can see Mayapur has many successful preaching programs. We have general preaching Bhakti Vriksha, we have Gita course, we have Namahatta. We have so many different big, we have youth preaching, we have student preaching, so many different preaching programs, we have tribal preaching. So, preaching is flourishing from Mayapur, and there is more scope. Of course, preaching always has unlimited scope. Unlimitedly it can grow. and it is nicely flourishing also. Prabhupada wanted deities to be gorgeously worshipped in Mayapur, and we can see that nice festivals are there, deities are being nicely worshipped. Of course, we can improve always, we can unlimitedly improve. Krishna and Radha and Krishna are unlimited. We can have unlimited festivals. We can unlimitedly improve the standard of deity worship. But it's well established and it is meant to grow. It is meant to grow. So Radha and Shri Radha Madhav, they will soon go to their palace. Their palace is getting ready. Big temple, huge palace is getting ready, which is befitting them. It's befitting them. It's ready. So they will soon go, 2 years, 3 years, they will go there. So, book distribution, Mayapur is doing very well. There's always tight competition between Mayapur and Delhi, fighting with each other. A good fight, because by that fight, Prabhupada's books get distributed more and more. So, sometime Delhi comes first, sometime Mayapur comes first. It's good. So, there are many aspects of Mayapur. We have a multicultural community. We have about more than 70 country citizens living here peacefully in Mayapur. Even though the whole world is disturbed, we are not disturbed. We are living very peacefully from citizens from 70 countries. So there are many good things which are happening in Mayapur. But there are also other things which need to happen here. Like Prabhupada wanted the economy of Mayapur not only to be driven by the tourists or the pilgrims and the devotees and the visitors, but Prabhupada also wanted the economy of Mayapur to be based solidly on agriculture, on cow protection, on handicraft, doll making, carpentry, so many different things. Prabhupada gave very specific instructions of how to base the economy of Mayapur. So that is something which we need to think about. We need to think about. And we should not think, oh, that is the work of GBC, or that is the work of management. That's the work of those who are sitting on top. They cannot become carpenters, or they cannot become farmers. They cannot become these things. They can have a vision. They can guide the community. They can have a vision. But we have to realize also that our responsibility, what does living in Mayapur mean? What does it mean? Living in Mayapur means. For different people it means different things. But living in Mayapur means to actually trying to take part in enacting the instructions of the Acharya for the sake of Mayapur. That's what constitutes living in Mayapur. So we have to think about it, that we should not be happy that, okay, one aspect of things are going on very nicely, but there are other aspects of things which need to flourish, which need to gain prominence. So when we read purports like this, then it's a good opportunity to reflect on these things, that how can we contribute to such aspects of Mayapur, or anywhere you are, wherever you are, in whichever part of this world you are. Varnashram is not only about some cows and bulls. Varnashram is about accepting a particular lifestyle. It's about accepting a particular lifestyle in a particular manner. So there is unlimited scope by which Iskcon can set a model to the whole world, that you can live like this. Even in this Kali Yuga, you can actually live like this. You can thrive like this. You can have opportunity to maintain your family like this. Like everybody has a place, brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, śūdra. Everybody has a place. And everybody can come together, do what they have to do, and practice Krishna consciousness nicely. This is something which we need to think about. So always there is two aspects of reading purports like this. That one aspect is that we can always reflect on the degraded nature of Kali Yuga. But the other aspect is that we are not meant to simply reflect and keep quiet. We are meant to do something. Prabhupada said that we are not having armchair philosophy. We are not armchair philosophers. Sit and talk. We have 1 hour in a day to sit and talk, which is Bhagavatam class. Rest of the time, we are meant to do something. Not simply sit and talk. We are meant to do something. So that whatever in a day we are meant to inspire ourselves so that we can do what we have to do for the rest of the time. By taking some instruction from Prabhupada, by taking some instruction from the great souls who reside in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, in 7th chapter Bhagavad-Gītā, Prabhupada says, in the Purport, Prabhupada says that the jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness is everywhere. Everywhere. The jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness is everywhere. So we are not limited because this whole world belongs to Krishna. Ishavashyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. This whole world belongs to Krishna. So everything in this world can be successfully utilized in Krishna consciousness. Every aspect of this world can be very successfully utilized in Krishna consciousness. And that's how it is meant to be, because everything belongs to Him. He is the Bhokta. Bhokta Ramike Tapasam. He is the Bhokta. So, we have to see, we have to think, and we have to act in such a way that we are able to set a model to this society in all fields of activity. Be in the field of Brahmanical life, or be in the field of Kshatriya life, be in the field of Vaishya life, or be in the field of Śūdra life. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. In each of these fields, we are meant to set role models to this society. Something the society can aspirationally look towards. Yes, this is what I want to be. This is how I want to be. So therefore, time has come for us to broaden our thinking process. To broaden our thinking process. Our preaching should not only be limited to providing and teaching Krishna conscious philosophy. Our preaching should expand to include Krishna conscious lifestyle in different aspects of Varnashram, so that people could actually become part of it. Then people can find themselves in Iskcon. They can see, okay, I have a place here. I can do something here. They are not only a movement of brahmacharis and sannyasis. I can also do something here. I have also a place here. I can become part of it. I can maintain my family. I can still be Krishna conscious, and I can contribute towards the well-being of the greater society. So that's our responsibility. We should think about it carefully, and we should think about it deeply. And especially in Mayapur, because the whole world will come to Mayapur. So those who live in Mayapur, those who are residents of Mayapur, we should think about this responsibility, that how we can, first of all, understand the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, especially on the economic model of this city. It's going to be a city Prabhupada said 50,000 people will live here. So what is going to be the economic model for this city? We don't have to make a research. Sometimes we think that we should make a research or we should have a vision. Sometimes we think like that. No, we are not meant to make research. We are not meant to have our own vision. The vision is already given. Prabhupada is a visionary. He has set the vision. We are missionary. We have to execute that vision. We are not meant to have our own vision. We should not think like that, oh, now we should have a vision. No, vision is already there. Prabhupada is a visionary. We are missionaries. We are on a mission to execute Prabhupada's vision. So for that, we need to understand that vision of Srila Prabhupada in terms of how Prabhupada wanted Mayapur to be. What is the type of economy he wanted to set up here? How far we are from that type of economy? What is the gap? What is our strength? What is our weakness? We should very scientifically analyze these things and set trends and make plans and put them into action so that the whole economic model will unfold like a beautiful lotus. And then the world can take lesson from here. Yes, we can live like this also. We can live like this also. So we are meant to be leaders. All of us. We should not think that only leaders of the society are leaders. All of us are meant to be leaders in our own way. And all of us are meant to be followers also. So we should not think, oh, now I am leader. Okay, very good. I will not listen to anybody. A good leader means, first of all, he is a good follower. Without becoming a good follower, we cannot become a good leader. So, when Prabhupada writes these things, with so much pain in heart, Prabhupada is writing these things, looking at the unfortunate situation of this world, with great compassion, he is pointing out there is so much work to do. There is so much work to do. So, we should take up this work right earnestly, and every one of us, we should see that how we can fully understand Prabhupada's mission. Of course, we may all play different parts in that mission. That's natural. It's natural. But we should all have full understanding. And then we should play our part. When we do that, then there is harmony between the part and the whole. Otherwise, if we have limited understanding, then there may not be harmony between the part and the whole. So, it's very important to study Prabhupada's model for Mayapur. It's very important to study the 7 purposes of Iskcon, understand them very clearly, and then see how we can get ready to contribute to that purpose. I'd like to stop here today. We also have Darshanarthi at 8 o'clock. So, about 10 minutes, some comments, questions. Yes, Roji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. daṇḍa-hastaṁ pranam. Thank you for your nice class. Prabhuji, as you mentioned that Prabhupada wanted us to be Brahman, the highest level of intelligence. So what about the 3 other varnas like Kshatriya, Vaishya, Śūdra? There also the devotees are required. So please comment on that or please clarify.
Yeah, when I said Prabhupada wanted us to be Brahmanas, I said that he wanted us to be a Brahmanical society. means that we should be in mode of goodness. That's what being Brahmanical society means. Whatever services we do, it may be Brahmanical in nature, or Kshatriya in nature, or Vaishya in nature, or Shudra in nature. All these services are to be done from the platform of mode of goodness. That's what is the understanding we should have when we say that Prabhupada wanted us to be Brahmanas. Means that we will do, it's not that, okay, in Iskcon we are doing Kshatriya duty, so we should be in mode of passion. In Iskcon we are doing Vaishya duty, so we should be in mixed mode of passion and ignorance. In Iskcon we are doing Shudra duty, so we should be in mode of ignorance. It's not like that. Everyone doing any type of duty is meant to be pure devotee. A person who is, that's why in the morning we are singing Shri Vigrahara Dhananityanana Shringara Tanmandira Marjanado. So, decorating the deity is Brahmanical service. Cleaning is Shudra service. But both of them are in the same line. Both of them are in the same line. Uktasya bhaktams janayunjatopi vande guru Sri Charanaravindam. So, both of them are in the same line because both of them have the same value when the consciousness is right. It's not that one has more value than the other. It's a matter of consciousness. It's a matter of consciousness. So, they are of same value. That's why they are in the same line. So, our acharyas have very, very clearly made it clear to us that everything should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. Like in Bhagavatam it is said, Atappambir dujasheshta varnashrama vibhagashaha swanushtitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. That yes, as long as we are in this world, whether we like or we don't like, we have to fall within the framework of varna and ashram. That's not avoidable. We cannot say, oh, we have abolished varnashram. Like, sometimes politicians make this kind of statement, especially in India. They are very eager to abolish varnashram. But you can't abolish varnashram and all. Krishna has given it. How can you abolish it? You cannot abolish it. You can spoil it. That we can do. And that's what Kali Yuga politicians have done. They completely spoiled that varnashram. But still, you can have a spoiled varnashram. Like you can have a demoniac varnashram. You cannot say, no, we will not have varnashram. That's not possible. It's just impossible. Any part of the world is impossible to be without varnashram. Because there had to be students. Only thing is, instead of maintaining celibacy, the student can engage in illicit sex. That's what you can do. So when you maintain celibacy, it's proper varnashram. When the students are engaging in illicit sex, it's demoniac varnashram. But you need to have students. Like, you need to have teachers who are Brahmanas. You can have teachers who have the 9 quality of the Brahmanas, samadhamastapasaucham, shantirarjavam, jnana vijnanam astikyam. You can have teachers who have that 9 quality of Brahmanas. Or you can have some demoniac person who is breaking all the regulative principles as teacher, adhira. So that's what you can do. You can't do away with it because Krishna has given it. He's saying chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. What can you do? You have to. So the point is that in any society, including the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, whether we like or not, it will be there. All these services will be there. But our duty is meant to show the world how to execute those duties in mode of goodness in order to please Krishna. That's our duty. That's what we are meant to do. Yes, Rudy.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Like, as you said about this varnashram, like one doubt is coming in my mind, like because we most of the person, we come from material life and we are from different culture. So like first to concentrate only on devotional life, like because it's very tough, because so many material desires and so many things are there. So first it is very tough to even only concentrate on the 9 process of this devotional life, and diverging our mind in all these different roles in societies and this executing this varnashram. So it is not easy, like because already Krishna conscious process, because in this Kali Yuga, it's not easy, because mind is going like many things. So many things taking and not concentrating on one thing. So is it good, or what do you think?
The point is that, of course, one should concentrate on becoming a proper devotee. That's the first priority. Okay. First of all, you should cure yourself. Without curing yourself, you can't cure others. Okay. So that's true that one should do it. One should focus on becoming a devotee. But if you see, there are different. There are, even within the Vaishnava line, there are different types of Vaishnavas. There are the Shri Vaishnavas, and so many, the 4 Sampradayas are there, the Madhvas are there, we are there, we are part of the Madhva Sampradaya. But our very Sampradaya is, it has 2-pronged action. One is that improving yourself in Krishna consciousness. The other one is that thinking about others. There is Jivadaya, there is Namaruchi, there is Vaishnava Seva. So Namaruchi and Vaishnava Seva is to actually improve our own self. But there is Jivadaya. That's not, you can't shut your eyes to Jivadaya. Okay. It's part of our mission. It's already built into the mission. It's already built into the mission. So therefore, to a larger degree or smaller degree, we have to contribute. Okay, that's already there. That okay, when you come to Iskcon, the first thing you are told, chant Hare Krishna. Second thing you are told, eat prasad. Or sometimes maybe first eat prasad, chant Hare Krishna. Sometimes it may be like this. Okay, what is the third thing you are told? Tell others that you can come here and chant Hare Krishna and eat prasad. Yeah. So that is the very next thing, that the day you are here, you are taught how to preach. That's Jivadaya. So then extension of that is all these things like Varnashram and things like that. We need to think about it. We can't, our very society doesn't allow us to be in isolation. That's why I said we are not Amish. In case you know what is Amish. I said they are very close society. They just do what they are doing. They don't think about others. But we are not meant to be like that. Our very society, like Mahaprabhu is saying that you have to preach. So thinking about society is built into our practice. Anyway, I think we should stop, because already it's going to be 8. And anytime we could hear the most auspicious conch sound. So let's rush. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Chandan Yatra